back to the Cheltenham Countdown YouTube channel. I'm going to be doing a review today of the weekend we just had at the Dublin Racing Festival. I'll be mentioning plenty of the horses who ran at Leopardstown that may or may not win at the Cheltenham Festival. There was so many stars on show across the 2 days there at Leopardstown, so I'll try not to miss anyone out. And as always, a lot of change that happened in the Antepost market for March. So I'll start off with day one at the Dublin Racing Festival on Saturday. Day one, like I said, of the DRF. We kicked things off with the Grade 1, Nathaniel Lacey, which happened on Saturday. And Final Demand was a worthy outright winner for Willie Mullins. A very impressive performance on his second start under rules. He travelled well, settled, jumped really good and stayed right through the line. I personally don't think he beat much on the day there in the race on Saturday, as the market was very clear beforehand with him being such a short price. But he did the business, and now Willie Mullins does have a dilemma. 2 miles 6 furlongs was the trip on Saturday, so does he go up to 2 miles 7 furlongs, or 3 miles in fact, to the Albert Bartlett, or down slightly to 2 miles 5 furlongs in the Turners Novices Hurdle at Cheltenham? He didn't seem as if he was slowing down at any point towards the finishing line. And it was on soft ground too, so clearly there's an engine there with Final Demand, and Willie Mullins does like dropping and starting novice hurdlers down at shorter trips before putting them up again in distance. So he does like dropping them down before building them back up in trip. He's still 5-1 for the Albert Bartlett and 3-1 for the Turners now. So which race do you guys think he'll go to? It's a tough one, because I do think he's got a chance in both races to win. I just feel the one he'll win easier at Cheltenham is the Bartlett over a longer trip. But we're all not going to find out, I don't think, very soon. I think it'll be a late call regardless. So we'll see where Willie does pitch him. However, he does have a lot of stamina in his pedigree, so I'm personally swaying towards the Albert Bartlett, in my opinion. And that is the race I do think he'll be going at. But more importantly, I want to hear what you guys think. What are your thoughts? Comment any of your views, and I'll be sure to respond them before the next episode. But Final Demand, we'll start off with him. Does he go up in trip or back down for the Cheltenham? He's certainly going to go to one of the Grade 1s. Is it the Turners or the Albert Bartlett? Moving on to Big Majborough. It's what I wanted to see on the weekend from him. I really was taken from his first beginner's chase at Fairyhouse. I thought he was a banker on Saturday in the Irish Arkle, and it's now a definite showdown in the Arkle between him and Gino. I thought he jumped well, he travelled well, and when Mark Walsh asked him at a few fences, he gave a massive leap. I think he loved Cheltenham in the Arkle, as he's already won a triumph over hurdles there. It just looks as if he enjoys his jumping. He's got gears, and he clearly stays a lot further. So 2 miles for now is great for him to learn with. I really love this horse, and Gino will probably come out again before the festival. But it's definitely the matchup of the week. It's rare we get to see two juveniles in the same season from the previous year, both being so good, and the stars of the novice chase division this year. So who are you siding with at this point? Is it going to be Gino or Majborough? Let me know in the comments again, guys. I want to hear your thoughts. Then it was the Paddy Power Irish Gold Cup, and what can I say about Galopin de Champ? He is an absolute legend. He just gets better and better. The ultimate 3 mile staying chaser, and the further he goes, the more distance he puts in between him and his rivals. I wish I had been at Leopardstown on the weekend. The noise you could hear on the TV was phenomenal after he won the Irish Gold Cup, and it was just encapsulating how much of a good horse he is. He captures the imagination of the Irish public as well, and truly, and for me, he wins the 3rd Cheltenham Gold Cup. And who's to say he doesn't win 4? Who's to say he doesn't go in and win next year's Gold Cup as well? Obviously, wait until a few weeks' time. He needs to deliver in his 3rd Gold Cup first. But who's to say then for next year, he's going to be a 10-year-old next year, that he doesn't win 4 in a row. He's so uncomplicated, and for me, he's the best since Koto Star. And probably, like Ruby Walsh said on the weekend, he's the best Irish horse since Arkle. You'll have to be a fool to take him on at Cheltenham, I think. You don't really have to have a bet in the race. Just acknowledge a true great. And any of you guys agree with me and share the same opinion, let me know. Comment down below who you think is his best, who is his most likely contender, his most likely challenger. Because for me, I don't think anyone gets in the ear at Cheltenham. So let me know if he's another banker for you guys, or if he's going to be one that you're taking on for the Gold Cup. Then on Sunday, we're moving on now to Sunday day 2 of the DRF. And Ballyburn, the worthy Brown Advisory favourite. And to be honest, he's going to be tough to beat in that race. He jumped better on Sunday over a longer trip. And despite being behind Croke Park after the last, he stayed impressively. And he's got a lot of stamina, this horse. I do think he's going to be a tailor-made for the Brown Advisory at Cheltenham. I'm quite worried now about my Imperi Pass bet in this race, but I'll speak about the other horses that didn't win from the weekend later. I'm confident with Ballyburn that Paul Townend will ride him in the Brown Advisory. He's a Gold Cup horse for the future as well. He's still 2-1 with some firms for the race, and I'm surprised he's not shorter. Perhaps odds on, in fact. You could say there's still some value in his price right now, and I'm guessing on the day he's going to be hammered in. He's a type of horse you put in your rackers right now. A shorty like him, and I don't see anyone beating him at Cheltenham in this Brown Advisory race. So basically, it's a sort of GSI on Ballyburn. You've got to get stuck in and out, as Willie Mullins would say. For me, he's another banker. He's another banker like Galopin de Champ. But what's all your thoughts on Ballyburn? Do you guys share the same view? Is he a banker? And if he's not, who do you take on with him for the Brown Advisory? The following race was the Grade 1 Tatsal's Novice Hurdle. And it's like a little bit of a Willie Mullins theme at the moment. We've got another Willie Mullins short price favourite in the Antepost markets for Cheltenham who bolted in on the weekend. And it was Kopek de Bordes this time. A star in the making that won on the weekend. And perhaps it was the performance of the meeting. He beat Carney K in second by 13 lengths. And now it's a decision for Connections to make with this horse. Is he a Supreme horse or a Turner's horse? Willie Mullins will probably leave it until close to the festival before we find out. And on the basis of what he's done, he's quick and jumped very slick on Sunday. You'd say he's a Supreme horse and he's potentially Supreme bound, but Willie has got Salvatore Mundi already penciled in for that race. The Turners will be ideal for him as well. I think, especially with the fact that he did the same with Ballyburn last year after he won the Grade 1 at the DRF last year. Whichever race he runs in Kopek de Bordes, he'll be favourite, and he's worth a bet in the non-runner. He's worth a bet in the non-runner money back market. Tell me where he runs in your opinion then, guys. Does he run in Supreme or the Turners? And again, keep getting involved. I'll read out some of your comments very soon in the next episode about what you guys think. But on this basis, do you think Kopek de Bordes is going to be a 2-miler or a 2.5-miler? Now, we have a non-Willie Mullins horse to talk about right now. It's Solness, who won the Grade 1 Dublin Chase. And firstly, well done to Connections, first of all, on the result. Credit to them. But there's a few questions to pause and put out there. Was it a mess of a race, first of all? A peach of a ride from Danny Mullins again, or was it bad rides from all the other jockeys? And can he beat Jonbon in the Champion Chase? And also thoughts on all the other horses as well. What were your thoughts on the likes of Marie National, Gaelic Warrior, who we'll touch on later, Quilixios, and obviously others. But firstly, like I said, credit to Solness though, as he ran them ragged and would probably employ the same tactics and running style in March in the Champion Chase. I just think he had a soft lead, in my opinion, and nobody learned from the way he ran his Grade 1 at Christmas. They did exactly the same tactics and the way he ran with Solness then. And in my opinion, it was a mess of a race. And unfortunately, I do question the rides on all the other horses. Danny Mullins, though, is so good with the lead at Leopardstown. He's so good holding up a lead at Leopardstown. And if the race was run again, would he win, though? That's the question. Would he win if the race was run again next week, month later, even next year? Would the jockeys have learnt from last time? We'll have to wait and see. I don't think Jonbon will lose much sleep from the race on Sunday. But do you guys think Jonbon will lose any sleep? Do you think Solness can beat Jonbon in the Champion Chase? Again, share me your views. Put it in the comments below, guys. Final Grade 1 to talk about from the weekend. The winner from the Grade 1, I should say, is Stateman. Firstly, it was a shame to see Lossiemouth fall at the point as the race was bubbling up nicely. We never like to see any horses fall, and the race was very on the boil at that point. Did we really learn much about Stateman, though? An admirable horse, and you can't take away from all his Grade 1 victories. but there's always going to be, in many people's eyes, one or two superstars better than Statesman over 2 miles, such as one of them being Constitution Hill. You can really sense that Paul Townend loves this horse, and I think he'll stay on Statesman for the Champion Hurdle after what happened on Sunday. I can't see him beating Constitution Hill in the Champion Hurdle. Do any of you think he's regressed or gone backwards this season? I mean, he did win on Sunday, like, as you know, but fair enough. But I don't think we learned much about him that day, especially with, unfortunately, Lossiemouth falling. Would he have beaten Lossiemouth? We will never know. I'm not with him for the Champion Hurdle, I'm afraid. I don't think even with Paul Townend on his back in the race in March, we could see him reversing form with Constitution Hill. But let me know again. I want to hear your comments. Now, this is just going to be some other horses that I'll pose questions about from the meeting on the weekend. I'll just throw some questions out there, and hopefully you guys can get involved and answer in the comments below. We'll start off with Fact to File. Does he stand any chance at Cheltenham versus Galopin de Champ? Does he even run in the Gold Cup? Is the Ryanair a better option for him now? So those 3 questions, think about them and let me know. Imperial Pass. Will Cheltenham 3 miles, obviously finishing behind Ballyburn in the weekend, suit him better? Will 3 miles in the Brown Advisory suit him better? Will he skip the Brown Advisory and skip Cheltenham as a whole? Or has he even got no hope against Ballyburn anyway? Gaelic Warrior. Is he just not good enough for Leopardstown? Does he need many factors in his favour to win any sort of race? And does he have no chance or a big chance in the champion chase against Jonbon? Let me know again, guys. And then we finish off with Lossiemouth. Is she still a Champion Hurdle threat? Is the Mares Hurdle an option for her now? And will Paul Townend want to ride her at the festival as well as Statesman? And if he does, you're guessing she's going to go to the Mares Hurdle. So those 4 horses, Fact to File, Imperial Pass, Gaelic Warrior and Lossiemouth. I've just thrown some questions out there. Hopefully you guys can get interactive and involved. Let me know again. Again, more comments, the better feedback. Lastly, guys, obviously I've forgotten about a few horses from the weekend. Let me know if you want to mention some of the horses in the comments below that I have missed out. There are some I did mention in my preview episode during last week. 1 or 2 I kept an eye on for future handicaps, and one of them is going to be Karen EK, who finished behind Kopek the Bordes on Sunday. I genuinely think this horse, if he does stay in the handicap company, has got one hell of a chance in the Martin Pipe, the last race of festival week. He finished 13 lengths behind Kopek the Bordes. He's not going to be good enough to win a Grade 1. Stepping down in handicap company, get a claimer on board. He's got a good chance, I think, in the Martin Pipe. So that was my take on the Dublin Racing Festival in 2025 at Leopardstown. I hope you all had a cracking weekend if you were there or if you watched it on TV. They were just all my thoughts in this video, but I genuinely really want to hear all of yours opinions, views. Let me know in the comments. I have mentioned it a few times during this episode, but let me know so I can get involved and react back to your comments and views, or even message me on Twitter, and I'll be sure to get back to you. It's at @_Cheltenham if you want to follow me on Twitter, and obviously subscribe to my channel if you want to get all the content before the Cheltenham Festival starts in about 5 weeks, just over 5 weeks time now, guys, so it's not too long to wait. Like the video if you want. Feel free to share it as well with any of your friends, family members and so forth. But I'll see you all very soon. Thanks for watching.